Do these three things before watching the Odyssey. Has Mr. Nolan finally fixed the sound mixing issue? How does the apathy towards CGI forces Nolan to do a bit of cheating? Does the controversial casting choice affect storytelling? And should you watch this in IMAX? Let's cover all of it. 15 years ago, Christopher Nolan felt like a director who could do the impossible, turn bizarre ideas into blockbuster entertainment. In the last few movies, though, it felt like his strong, opinionated take on how the story should be told is negatively impacting the storytelling itself. Don't get me wrong, he's still a great director with a proven track record of implementing audacious visions. But I was struggling to see the growth trajectory here. Just when I was about to stop watching Nolan movies in theaters, Odyssey completely exceeded my expectations. Although some people might not like the 3-hour runtime, it's accurate to cover the journey from Troy to Ithaca. The first 25 minutes take time to set up. Then there is the middle act with bulk of the story, and then a satisfying final act in the last 30 minutes. I love that Odyssey is a drama that happens to contain action and not an action movie pretending to have drama. Let's talk about character development. As it is an epic adventure movie with massive scope and too many actors, let's use Dune as a comparator. Dune is a movie that leaves lasting impression of each of the character and their personality. Nolan's recent movies seem weak here. In Odyssey, the characters open their mouth only to advance the story, not to reveal their personality. One of my big complaints about his last few movies is the frequent inaudible dialogues, and unfortunately, I witnessed the same in this movie as well. I have grudgingly accepted that frequent inaudible dialogues is the foundation of Nolan's artistic vision. Watching a Nolan movie without missing a dialogue is apparently a premium feature not available to the poor people watching it in IMAX. Nolan's recent movies have never been big on dialogues that stick with you long after the movie. This film follows the same pattern. You're showing a timeless epic and can't include a single insightful, noteworthy dialogue. Come on, Mr. Nolan. To make it worse, the modern language does stand out like a sore thumb. The words like daddy, effing beach, rallying soldiers with let's go does seem odd. The exposition problem, for which many have criticized Nolan's prior movies, is visible in this one too. To some extent, I understand that the source material is so vast, but it can be done without making it painfully obvious. Full credit to the visuals. It is one of the strongest points of the film. One thing Mr. Nolan has been trying to do is making the audience feel as if they're actually witnessing these scenes unfold in front of their eyes. The minimum use of artificial lights creates visually realistic scenes. Having said that, this movie has too many scenes with low lighting. And I have a theory. As a director of an epic adventure movie, how do you show it if you do not like the CGI? The answer lies in darkness. The apathy towards CGI seems unnecessary in many cases. It makes the high budget movie scenes look like low budget projects in some cases. There's absolutely nothing terrifying the way Cyclops or Sela look. Imagine you are trying to make a Godzilla movie as part of your high school project. You will focus on people running around and try to show Godzilla from side angles or unsteady shots or for very brief moments. Nolan is unfortunately forced to do that due to his unhealthy hatred of CGI. Sela, which is the most terrifying monster in Odyssey, can be barely seen for 5 seconds when it faces the crew. Let's talk about casting. Although some of the casting decisions created controversies, everyone delivers a good performance. Elliot Page does not play Achilles, so lack of his imposing physique actually helps tell a believable story of his character's faith. Matt Damon is probably the risky choice, but he delivers a great performance along with Anne Hathaway and Tom Holland. The costumes could have been better for the budget they have. They are not only inaccurate but seem cheap. Since this is the first movie to be entirely shot on 70mm, I watched it on true IMAX screen. The experience does feel grand and immersive, so I would recommend watching it in IMAX. Having said that, I do not like the trend when most of the movie fans are excluded due to lack of IMAX access or have to shell out extra money. In conclusion, Odyssey the movie does justice to Odyssey the epic, with grand storytelling style. In spite of having some complaints, I genuinely enjoyed watching it in theater. The ending is not open to interpretation, so all the build-up comes to a grand conclusion. Nolan has been fan of anachronism, But in this film, it is a big strength. Rather than showing all the challenges faced in the journey back in one go, the story moves back and forth and avoids becoming monotonous. My recommendation is this is worth watching in theater. To enjoy it even more, I have three suggestions. Watch the movie Troy from 2004 first. Book the IMAX tickets if possible. And last, forgive the inaudible dialogues, cheap costumes, dark scenes, or lack of CGI, and you will love the movie. Let me know how you perceive the movie, what strengths and weaknesses you observed in the comments below. Thank you.